It was the kind of night that swallowed sound. The city lay behind him small, dim, and half asleep under a low shroud of fog. Street lamps flickered on empty corners, their yellow light breaking through the mist like faint candles trying not to die. Ethan pulled his coat tighter as he walked toward the station. The air had a bite to it, sharp and wet, the kind that stung the lungs. He didn't know exactly why he'd stayed so late, or even what he was running from, only that he needed to leave this town. Tonight, the bus waited under a crooked sign that read outbound 117, its letters half faded. The headlights cut pale tunnels through the fog, their beams bending in the mist. The engine hummed, steady but low, like something breathing. He climbed aboard. The driver didn't speak, didn't even look at him. A man of indeterminate age, his face hollow, his hands gripping the wheel as though he might crumble if he let go. Ethan nodded once, slid a few coins into the metal tray, and moved down the aisle. The smell of the bus hit him instantly, old leather, damp wool, and something faintly metallic beneath it all. Only a few passengers. Woman in a long gray coat near the front, her face hidden by a curtain of dark hair. A man in a hat reading a newspaper he never turned. And in the back, a little girl clutching a small, cracked porcelain doll to her chest. The rest of the seats were empty, their cracked vinyl glinting under the dim fluorescent lights that buzzed overhead. Ethan sat near the middle, close to the window. The glass was cold under his palm. Outside, the city looked more like a memory, soft, unreal, vanishing with each passing second. The bus shuddered, groaned, and rolled forward. For a while, the rhythm of the wheels against the road was almost soothing. He watched the lights fade and the fog swallow the world. Buildings gave way to stretches of empty fields, black and endless under a pale slice of moon. But something was wrong. The driver's reflection in the rearview mirror didn't move. His eyes were open, but they never blinked. His face was distill, too pale, like a mask. Ethan tried not to stare. Maybe the man was just focused, maybe he was tired. Still, the longer he watched, the more uneasy he felt. He turned away, glancing at the other passengers. The woman hadn't moved since he boarded. The man's newspaper was upside down now, though his eyes stared blankly over it, and the little girl, she was watching him, her head tilted just slightly, her doll dangled loosely from her hand. He forced a polite smile, but she didn't react, didn't even blink. The bus rattled over a bump, and for a moment, all the lights flickered, and in that split second of darkness, Ethan thought the passengers were gone, not gone, exactly changed. Their shapes blurred, stretched, faces pale as wax, eyes like deep black wells. When the lights steadied again, everything looked normal. Ethan pressed a hand to his chest. His heart was hammering, loud enough to drown the hum of the engine. He tried to focus on the passing landscape, though there wasn't much left to see. The road wound through dense woods now, the trees like twisted skeletons reaching for the windows. No street signs, no houses, just the endless hiss of tires on asphalt. He glanced at his watch. The hands hadn't moved. He frowned, tapping the glass. Nothing. The bus seemed to go faster. The hum deepened, low and mechanical, like something alive. A whisper drifted through the air. At first faint, maybe the wind. Then again closer. "Why did you get on?" Ethan turned sharply. The woman hadn't moved. The man still held his newspaper. The little girl's lips were closed. He swallowed hard. "Who said that?" No answer. Then a cold breath brushed the back of his neck. "You shouldn't be here." He leapt from his seat, spinning around. The aisle stretched behind him, long and dark. No one there. The fluorescent lights buzzed louder, flickering faster. The driver didn't respond when he shouted. His hands gripped the wheel, knuckles white, as though welded to it. Ethan stumbled down the aisle toward him. "Hey driver, stop the bus." No response. The driver's head turned inch by inch until his face was reflected in the mirror. His eyes were empty, just black hollows gleaming in the half-light. The bus screeched, swaying violently. Ethan grabbed a pole to steady himself. When he looked out the window again, there was nothing outside. No road, no trees, just an ocean of blackness. It wasn't the night sky. It was thicker like ink. The bus wasn't moving through the world anymore. It was floating in something else. A faint sob broke the silence. Ethan turned. The little girl was standing now, the doll dangling from her hand. "Please," she whispered. "He doesn't like it when people stand." Who doesn't? The bus jolted. Every light went out. For a heartbeat, everything was pure, suffocating dark. Then came the sound, whispers, hundreds of them rising from every seat. Words he couldn't make out, overlapping, circling him like insects. The lights flicked back on, dim and yellow. Every passenger was staring at him. The woman's hair had fallen away from her face, revealing gray skin and hollow eyes that seemed to stretch forever inward. The man's newspaper was gone. His mouth hung open, black and empty, as if it swallowed sound itself. The little girl smiled. The doll in her hand blinked. "You're not supposed to be here," she said softly. "This is the last stop." "What stop?" Ethan whispered. The driver laughed, a dry, broken sound. "You got on, didn't you?" The bus lurched forward again, faster now. The walls groaned as though the metal itself were straining. Ethan tried to open the back door. It wouldn't budge. The handles felt warm, pulsing faintly beneath his hands. He turned back to the aisle. The passengers were standing now, heads twitching in slow, unnatural motions. "Stop," he yelled. "Please let me off." The little girl took a step closer, her feet making no sound on the floor. Her voice was a whisper and a scream all at once. "You can't get off?" "No one does." The bus roared through the dark, faster, faster. The windows melted into black. The hum became a growl, deep and monstrous. Ethan's reflection in the window rippled. Then, for a moment, he saw another face staring back, pale, hollow, his own eyes black as pitch. "No," he whispered. He ran to the front, grabbed the driver's shoulder. "Stop this bus." The driver turned slowly. His skin cracked as he moved, like old plaster breaking apart. His mouth twisted into a smile too wide for any human face. "It already stopped," he said. Ethan froze. The sound of the engine faded. The wheels no longer turned. The air was heavy still. The door opened on its own with a long, shuddering hiss. Beyond it, nothing but a narrow road stretching into an endless white fog. Ethan stepped outside. The ground was soft beneath his feet, almost like sand. The bus behind him groaned quietly, its windows dimming one by one until it was just a shadow in the mist. He looked down the road. Shapes moved there, slow, wandering, silent. People, dozens of them, some familiar. He thought he saw the woman in gray, the man in the hat, the little girl, all walking endlessly toward something unseen. A whisper brushed past his ear. "You made it to the lost route." He turned back. The bus was gone. In the distance, he heard the faint hum of an engine. Headlights bloomed through the fog. Another bus approached, slowing as it neared. The driver inside was the same, pale, hollow-eyed, motionless. The door creaked open. Inside sat the same passengers, all facing forward, still as statues. And in the second row, where he had once sat, an empty seat waited. Ethan felt something pulling him, a quiet invitation. He stepped forward, his body moving before his mind could refuse. As his foot touched the first step, the whispers returned, soft and endless. "You got on. You can't get off." He sat in the empty seat. The bus door closed behind him with a hiss. The engine rumbled to life, and as it rolled into the fog, Ethan's reflection in the window smiled back, eyes as black as the night itself. The lost route continued, and somewhere another traveler waited in the dark, ready to board the last bus out of the city.